Greetings and salutations, saints. How you do? How you do? How you do? I'm actually kind of rushing because I'm late, and I'm trying to get this done before the rain starts to fall and they can't hear me. So this is We and COVID-19 number 6. And I'm calling this one Lessons and Opportunities. So I keep saying, I found myself saying for the last couple of weeks that I remain present and open to the lessons and opportunities that COVID-19 is presenting us with, bringing to us. And so on the top of my list is slow down, be still. It's hard for a lot of us because we're used to this rat race. I keep having the image of the hamster on the wheel, running frantically but going nowhere. And for a lot of us, our lives have become like that. You know, the things that we are focusing on, or used to focus on, have become like that. So we're used to this frenetic pace, this frantic pace, whether it's keeping up with the Joneses or our own internal processes. And what this is challenging us to do is slow down, get off the wheel, take a breath, be still, be at peace. You know, depending on what your religious or spiritual beliefs are, there's a whole idea of being still, going to your still, quiet place. So it's challenging for a lot of people, you know, who are used to pace and activity and that becoming meaning something. My experience has been that there is value and power and lessons embedded in this slowing down and being still. So you can share, anybody can share. Has that been your experience as well, or has it been a struggle and difficult to slow down and stay slowed down? The other thing I'm going to share in this is make time for smelling the roses and smelling the brewed coffee. Yes, again, that thing of what have we been missing? You know, when we were up in the early in the morning and dashing out to school and getting the kids ready for school and then going to work and then rushing and picking the kids up and getting back home. What were we missing? And the simple thing of smelling the roses, going outside. You know, brewed coffee for me is everything. Instant coffee is not real coffee. It's an abomination. So I like the smell of brewed coffee. So what are we paying more attention to in this time where we're being forced to slow down? You know, are there some things to celebrate that we were missing? The next thing I have on my list is what I call inside and outside. Now, and this has a couple of meanings. So we're being forced to stay inside. And so what can we do inside? Fix up the place, clean up, rearrange. You know, if you're re-feng shuiing. For me, I cleared a lot of clutter. I created a workstation, you know, from a dining room table I had not used in 2 years that was full of clutter and dust. Cleared it off. I have some more decluttering to do and more transformation of inside. You know, I dropped off a big bag of plastic bottles to my church because we have a plastic bottle project. So some simple practical things. And then if you have a garden, if you have a yard outside, you know, what are the possibilities of being outside? You know, starting a little garden, starting a little vegetable garden, going outside and playing, walking, stretching. You know, I saw one of my neighbors in my complex. She went out and put a towel on that tree and was reading in the shade, and I thought, what an awesome idea. So there are all these opportunities. The other inside-outside thing for me is that idea of inner and outer. A lot of us spend all of our lives trying to manipulate and impact the outer, the external, whereas our real power is on the internal. It's us shaping and fixing and sorting out who we are on the inside that will get us the external results, not the other way around. Just like how we have no power over people, we have power over ourselves. So we can't change who people are or who people choose to be, but we can change our reaction and response to them. And so, yeah, there's a powerful preaching woman who's one of the senior and foundation members of my church, Reverend Mary Tompkin, who has, in one of her books, says, there's no evolution without involution. And when I read it, I thought, you better write, Sister Mary. There's no evolution without involution. So for me, that's a powerful possibility in this COVID-19 time of slowing down and being at home more, and sometimes being isolated, is that inner work. Like, who am I being? What do I want? The next thing I have is start and finish. So What new projects are you starting? There's so many possibilities, things that we were putting on hold and, saying, oh, I'll do that next year, I'll do that next month, I'll do that next week. Start something new. Drop down an idea, record a voice note with lyrics of a song, start a play, write down the outline for a story, a research project. Start something. Then also there's finish something. Whole heap of we have enough things that are unfinished, me included. So I have gone and revisited and finished some things, changed some things, revisited some stories and things that I've written and edited them. Two of them that's been dangling in my life for years, I've sent out to two colleagues to say, can you give me some feedback on this? So what are you starting? What are the things that you can start? And what are the things that we can finish during this time where we have this extra time and we're slowed down? The last thing is what I'm going to call the rees. And, this came to me and I just found myself, I couldn't stop. So COVID-19 is changing our lives, or has changed our lives. For most of us, we've never experienced or seen anything quite like this. Let's not lose the lessons of this. I plan to hold on to and keep the things that have worked and made sense, that have been improvements on the way I was functioning before. And I love this for us individually, in terms of companies, families, communities, as a nation in the world. What improved ways of being, of livity, of dealing with each other, of handling work and creativity have we learned from this process? Hold on to them. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater when the pandemic ends, but hold on to the things that have made sense and have improved our lives and added value to our lives. So a couple of the words that have come to me are rethink, rework, reframe, repurpose, realign, retool, refresh, recalibrate, rediscover, and redirect. And we can apply whatever meanings you want to these. And I think it's really interesting as I doing this thing, like an English thing got kicked up. But it's for me, it's really, it's useful. What can we revisit? There's another one. Take a second look at. And so this project, let's embrace that and look at this as an opportunity. Working through, sometimes our discomfort or feeling useless or feeling overwhelmed. What are the empowering possibilities embedded in this experience? And so that has been We and COVID-19 number 6, part 6. I hope this is useful. People have sent me feedback saying they really appreciated them. So I'm going to continue doing them as I'm inspired and as I'm moved. And I want to end just by saying to people, when you do feel overwhelmed, do feel depressed, do feel unhappy, just be real, sit with it. Again, I'd say reach out, share it with somebody. Don't feel invalidated in what you're feeling. There's no magic potion to positivity. Some of us are just more positive than others. Some people bounce back quicker. It's fine. So we have to acknowledge and be honest when we're off our game, when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling depressed. People are feeling afraid. People are feeling threatened. I pointed out in one of these posts before that some people are now stuck inside with an abuser, with a molester. I'm gathering all over the world, domestic violence reports have gone up because people are stuck inside with the person who's abusing them. So all our realities are very different. So for me, there's no panacea. There's no magic pill. There's no, Fabian Thomas as the answer. None of that. I think it's important for us to be open and share and be honest, but also recognize that my reality is not necessarily everybody else's reality. So as we push through this to get to the other end of this pandemic, check in, reach out, peace and love, and look forward for number 7 coming soon. Blessings, love, and light.